Frank Turner, the current director of the Wichita Tigers. Also one of the starters of the Jordan A. Turner MidSeason Classic, along with Mark Johnson and Mylan Darby out of Oklahoma City.
All right. And how many years has the Jordan A. Turner Midseason Classic taken place?
This will be the fifth annual.
Fifth annual. And what are the dates on that event? How many teams or how many games are you expected to be played?
The date's going to be October 20th and 21st. The games expectations probably be, if we go off of last year, anywhere from 50 to 65 games.
Okay. And speaking of last year, let's get into a little bit of the history of the event. How many teams have been down in the past? What areas are they from? And what's the whole purpose of this event?
When I started the event, it was about violence. It's about stop the violence. I mean, it was just to bring attention to that. Teams that came in from Colorado, from Oklahoma City, from Missouri, as far as St. Louis, we put pretty much the Midwest on the map. We're missing Texas teams. We drummed some interest up from Texas, but we haven't been able to get the Texas team here. Thought this year would be kind of like the year to get them here. One of our younger teams out of the league went down there and upset the number one team down there in Texas at that time, and we thought it would drum enough interest to bring them here.
Okay. So you say stopping violence. Can you get into a little bit more of why? Why do you want to stop the violence? What's your vested interest in stopping the violence, or where does that come from in a personal standpoint?
Personal standpoint, I lost my oldest son 5.5 years ago, and one of the things that you want to do is try to bring the light to it, and I think that we talk about it, we just don't talk about it enough. I mean, we're seeing a lot of kids murdering kids, and when that happens, there's no winner in it. The family that loses their kid, if he's gone on a life sentence for the rest of his life, or the kid that you're going to have to bury. No, it's not a win situation. I think that we are responsible for that. It's how you beat. We got a lot of guys right now, they beat their chest, and they talk a lot of noise, and, this is the interpretation of the noise, the interpretation of what they say and how they say it. And, it's football. It's just football. Football is just a platform to get a message out, and it's no more than that. And people, I think the older guys, the coaches, they take it personal, like they're suiting up on Saturday and they're playing, and I think that's where the game kind of gets backwards and the feelings kind of get hurt and things are said that probably shouldn't be said. And so I try to, as much as I can, watch what I say, how personal I get. Sometimes, I've said things in the past that, I have to own that, and I own it. But I'm always quick to kind of watch what I say and how I say it. And, there's been a time or two that I probably said something that I shouldn't have said. But that's just being a man. And sometimes when you're a man, you just got to own it and say you're sorry and move on.
Who are some partners? Who's helped you move this thing along? And who's all involved?
Well, when I first started it started at a triple overtime game in Oklahoma City. And two coaches were just competing against each other. Mark Johnson and Mylan Darby were just competing against each other. And they wanted to do it again. They wanted to run it back. So Mylan said, man, I'll tell you what. You want you to throw something up in Wichita. You throw something, we'll come down. So we had 14 games that first year down in Grove. We had over 1,000 people come out to the 14 games. And we used the best teams in Wichita against the best teams in Oklahoma, against his organization, which was the best at that point in time from top to bottom. It has evolved over the years, and I started out with my first year of donors, and they're still a part of it. Start with the Fields, Mickey. He's done a good job with every year making sure that this event takes place. He thinks it's an honorable reason, and that he really wanted to be a part of it and help me kind of grow it. You talk about the private entity. Let's talk about this year's new sponsor, Justin White, is filling in for retired Larry Allen Sr. And I can tell you, Larry Allen was on board every year that I did this, and he He really helped me really take the night game to the next level. Um, we've had some great night games. We've had some really, really good games. You talk about Bart McCartney, um, Home McCartney Construction. Both his kids played in the league, and he. I can remember the day that when we found out that my son was had been deceased. He was over to the house, and we spent a little time over there with me, and me and Bart been close for years. You, Tony Reynolds, Mr. Fix It, my insurance guy. Man, it's just been so many. Miller's Drain. I mean, just guys that you go to them and you say, look here, I need to buy trophies. There's things I need to do to make this event get off the ground. I mean, it's just, they just been wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Andre Hill, State Farm Insurance. I mean, he's done a fabulous job for me every year. I mean, not as many people have dived in to really take it to the next level, but as many as that the people that I have is the people that I need, and it's just gotten better every year. I mean, the games, they just been amazing. Just as a fan, if you're just a fan and just want to watch, it's been amazing. You see some amazing players. Last year we had the number 3 or 4 team in the country coming here, Red Creek Nation. Just to see that kind of talent coming in here. We had some really good teams here that showed up and played hard. I mean, it's every year the event is just getting better. And the thing that I love about it, it's not dominated by, you got to have one group. If this group don't play, it's not going to mess with the event. It's just, and it gives these kids opportunities, especially our kids from here in the area, opportunity to get in that type of game, in that type of environment, just to see what they can do. Whether they lose or win, it doesn't matter. It's just that they get that opportunity.
Okay. And this event is all free, correct? It's free for the kids?
Yeah, all they do is play. They pay $55 for the referees.
Okay.
And that's the biggest thing, the fee for the referees. We had to charge a few dollars we used the high school at South last year. Coach Brock did a great job him and Coach Lopez did a great job of having us out there. And, it was a nice event. The rain caught us, and so that kind of muffed it up a little bit. But, overall, we donate a little money to them to use the lights and, just having fun. It's just great football. This year we live streaming, so it's going to be taking it to the next level. But this event is not about money. So, it's about a young man who lost his life, who played in this league, and grew up in this league, and unfortunately his life was cut short, so we never got the opportunity to see what he could do out of this league.